I want a clean fight. I'm the referee tonight. I'm Pat McMurtry. This is for the Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. When I say break, I want you to break clean. I want no rabbit punching, no hitting below the belt. 3 knockdowns does not make this fight an end fight. I want you to protect yourself at all times. If at any time I think any one of you is hurt, I'll stop the fight. Good luck to both of you. Come on at the bell. Good luck, fellas.
And both of these boxers look ready to get on with this. Both very, very determined that as they try to outsteer each other while listening to the referee's final instructions. So coming up, round 1 of the World Junior Lightweight title fight. Barry Michael of Australia, the champion in the blue, and Jin Shik Choi of Korea, the challenger. Choi, very solid puncher and a good body puncher, already rips the left into the body. But Barry Michael won't mind that because he's a good strong body puncher too. And during his preparation, his trainers have been really pummeling his body.
He's throwing a lot of leather, this Jin Shik Choi.
Not a lot of science. Not a lot of science. Those punches are coming from anywhere and everywhere from Jin Shik Choi. Michael certainly the classier boxer, and he staggered Choi with a good left and got a left into the body, hits him with the right and then into the corner. The Korean in a little bit of trouble momentarily, but there's plenty of fight in him. Well, Barry Michael said privately to me during the week that he was going to pace himself over the early rounds and let the Korean tire himself out. But Michael has already landed a couple of very good lefts.
I think Michael looks as though he's ready to take this young man out.
The Korean has landed with some left hooks. But Barry Michael has stung his opponent on a couple of occasions. Oh, good right into the body by Michael, followed by a left to the head. Lefts again from Michael, and the Korean backs off. We're halfway through round 1. Oh, and a good right hand by the Korean. That one found the mark. But it didn't seem to bother Michael. Michael lands a right and a left. Missed with a right. Not a lot of science about the Korean, but he's a very strong boy. Michael coming after the Korean again.
It's amazing, John. You can actually hear the punches and feel them from here. They're both throwing some very heavy leather.
They certainly are. They're putting a lot of body weight into those punches. Every one is meant to hurt. Barry Michael did tell me that the one punch he fears is the one that he doesn't see coming. And that was the type of punch, the only punch that has ever put him down in a professional contest. Didn't see it coming.
That's the one, John, that nobody sees.
Half a minute to go in the first round. And Choi still throwing plenty of leather. Well, there's been plenty of action in this opening round of the junior lightweight title fight.
Both men are taking deep breaths because they've thrown a lot of body shots now, and I think they've sapped a lot of strength.
Yes, and this weather is going to continue to sap that strength in both boxers. And Choi continuing to fight through a couple of punches after the bell, but no damage done. And that was a pretty good opening round.
Very good indeed. In fact, I would score that even Stevens for both men.
Yes, there was nothing in that one. And here's some of the action. Barry Michael did manage to land a couple of good lefts in that contest, both to the head and to the body. But Choi also landed with some nice left hooks. And as you made the point, Joe, you could hear the punches landing. Every one of them is loaded. There was a good left from Choi, the Korean challenger. But I agree with you, a pretty even round. Both boxers scored with some very good punches. And of course, the scoring system is the 10-point system. 3 judges are scoring this contest. There's Ray Stiles, the chief second for Barry Michael.
Seconds out, round 2.
He was in the corner with Barry for the title challenge earlier this year. Now it's round 2.
It seems to me, John, that science has gone out the window with these two. It resembles a little bit like the Lester Ellis fight where Barry Michael came on later round to beat Ellis quite convincingly. So I think that's his tactic again, to wear him down, wear his opponent down and come on strong at the later rounds.
Well, the Korean certainly has come on strongly in the opening moments of the second round. He just tried to rip her right into the body, looked a fraction low, but it didn't hurt Michael. And Michael scores with a couple of light blows in that infighting. Now the Korean throwing plenty of leather. And he's a solid puncher.
One thing about Barry is, John, that he can take a very good punch.
Yes, he has proved that throughout his career. Been put down only once, never been knocked out. The Korean, on the other hand, has been knocked out on one occasion. And he lost to Rod Sequenin, who was knocked out by Lester Ellis when he was defending his title for the first time.
Yes, and I did see that fight. Lester Ellis did do a very good job on him.
And this fight is coming to you live from Richardson Park in Darwin, the headquarters of the Northern Territory Rugby League.
John, another great fight for ABC.
Half the second round gone. And still neither boxer getting on top. Barry Michael lands with a couple of good straight lefts. Tries to follow up with a right which missed. The Korean is not terribly scientific. He throws those punches from anywhere and everywhere.
And what's incredible is that he's thrown him in 5s and 6s, so it's very difficult for a fellow like Barry to keep away from him unless he's actually moving backwards, which means he could walk onto a very big punch.
Well, there's a good left. It just got around the glove of Barry Michael. But Michael is blocking most of those. Oh, and a left into the body by Michael made the Korean back off. But back he comes again. Well, the Korean is throwing much more leather at this moment than is the champion.
I think Barry can see the future of this fight already. He's standing there, he's letting the Korean boy punch himself out, and he'll come on strong.
Well, he did tell me the other day that they would be his tactics. He was going to try and allow the Korean to tire himself in the early rounds, cover up, block most of the punches, allow the Korean to throw a lot of leather and tire himself out. And that's what he's been doing in round 2 of this contest. And for the amount of leather thrown, I think I'd have to give that round very, very narrowly to the Korean.
Yes, I think it seemed that way as well.
Well, here's some of the action. And there was that left rip by Barry Michael. May have been slightly below the belt, but it made the Korean back off. But it was one of the rare moments in that second round in which the Korean wasn't throwing leather. He certainly threw plenty.
Yes, he did, and the 2 rounds have been very impressive.
I've mentioned that there are 3 judges scoring this contest tonight, and they are Clive Greedy of Newcastle, who is the Australian judge, Dai Yun Jung from Korea, the Korean judge, and the independent or neutral judge is Herb Min from Hawaii, the United States, of course. Now, round 3 coming up.
Let's go. Come on, box.
And Barry Michael comes after his man at the beginning of round 3.
Okay, break. Hold on. Go to work.
Referee wants them out of that corner. Well, Michael landed with good left and right. The Korean still throwing plenty of leather, but missing with many of his punches now. Barry Michael, good boxer, making the Korean miss there. Left and another left by Michael, and then he covers up. Took a good left to the side of the head, though, from Choi.
Michael.
It's nice to see this Korean pick his punches from the body up to the head.
Okay, break her. Hold
Very
it,
few fighters are capable of doing that, so it's nice to see some combinations. Sugar Ray Robinson was very good at this, from body to the head.
If anything, Barry Michael might be just a fraction taller than Choi, and that's unusual for Michael. Usually he has to punch up.
Yes, he does.
This time he can punch straight or down to the body. But he's not punching up tonight as he had to against Ellis when he won the title.
Keep him up, Mike.
There's a couple of low shots there that Barry Michael has thrown. I'm sure it's not deliberate.
Well, he landed a nice right cross there, and he lands another right. Michael doing a little better, half the round gone. Michael doing slightly better in this round than he was in round 2, although he's taking a bit now on the ropes. The Korean throwing a lot of punches. Good left from Michael. And
Beautiful.
And another. Good left leads from Michael. Came over the top with a right. The Korean tried to punch the body again. Now it's the Korean in the neutral corner. Another left into the body from Michael, which again could have been just below the belt. The referee has said nothing to him, and now Michael comes back strongly after taking a left on the face. Only about half a minute of round 3 remaining. And the Korean's big right hand taken on the shoulder by Michael, but that one got through, right to the side of the head.
Keep him up, Michael. Nice fight, fellas.
I cannot believe, John, that the power these boys are actually throwing in this fight. I know it's only the 3rd round, but to stand after this hammering is incredible.
Well, both came. There's the bell for the end of round 3, and both boxers landed some pretty good punches, and I noticed Choi followed Michael over to the corner that time, grinning at him.
Yes, he's slightly overconfident, I think. You know, he has a good rally and then he thinks he's done great. But
yes, there was a very good rally in the middle stages of that round from the Korean, and I think that he realized that he had Michael in trouble there, landed some good punches with lefts and rights, both to the head and body. A lot of punishment there taken by Michael. But I remember in the early stage of the contest with Lester Ellis in Melbourne,
Yes,
Barry took some punishment like that, but came back very, very strongly.
yes, he did. And I think this is what's going to happen with Troy. He's going to burn himself out. You see, when you're a flat-footed fighter, you put all your energy into big punches. And Troy is a flat-footed fighter. It depends everything on power. So his energy will be sapped.
Coming up now for round 4 of this contest. Michael trying to stick out that left hand. A couple of those punches to the body from Michael were good blows.
But he does tend to throw them a little bit low, and I'm a little bit surprised at Barry throwing him so low.
And while the Korean punched away to the body there, Michael landed with a good left hook to the head. The Korean is looking very, very strong indeed.
Good body shots.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant punch.
Good punch from Michael. Oh, a good left from the Korean.
It's amazing how the young man has come back now. Troy has really seen that he hurt Michael, and he's come back with the combinations.
Okay, you're tied up. Break clean. Break it up, boys.
Referee again says break, come back to center ring, and Michael again goes in after his man. Oh, good punch. Beautiful left and right. A lovely combination from Michael, left and right. And the Korean takes the first fall. And it's a count of 8 from McMurtry. Now it's box on. And a punch to the body from Michael. Left and right to the head by Michael. And the Korean's in trouble. Michael has hurt Choi. Choi in trouble. And Michael goes after him. He's been down once and he's taking a lot of punishment. Michael is pouring it on now. He knows that he's got the Korean in all sorts of trouble. Oh, a good round from Barry Michael. The Korean knocked down with a magnificent combination left and right. And he's in trouble, he's tired. And Michael continues to land the punches.
I think Barry was taking a couple of deep breaths just when he went back, stepped back for a second or two, and
And that's when he's at his most dangerous. I can remember a couple of times before that Barry Michael stung, had stepped back and invited his opponent to come in and receive a couple.
Yes.
And he did that to Choi and put him down, and Choi is very tired. Choi is lying all over Michael. The referee says break. Choi looks groggy as Michael goes in after him again. Choi in trouble, bleeding from the nose.
As they say,
very
John.
tired.
As they say, John, he's knocked the stuffing out of the Korean at this stage. I think he'll be very glad to see the end of the round.
Oh, more great punches, and the referee has stopped it. It's all over. The referee has stopped it. It's a win to Barry Michael. The referee has considered that Choi is outclassed. The Korean outclassed. The referee stopping the fight. So Barry Michael, in round 4 of this contest, retains his title. The referee stopping the contest in round 4.
Yes, that was an incredible punch by Barry Michael early on in that round before he finished off Choi. And what was impressive was the way that he continued to put the pressure on Choi until the referee decided to bring it to a halt, because the young man was in trouble, and it was a tremendous win for the champion. He came on strong. He saw his man being hurt, and it was just great. And I believe John Riley's up there now trying to interview the champion, which is great. Oh, beautiful right hand.
John, it was tough, all right. That man, I'm saying this after every fight, but I guess I'm up there in world class, but he can punch, mate. Everything he threw hurt, and he had a heap of guts. He was hurting me downstairs, too, with body punching. But, mate, we've done it again. I'm still the best. One more to go now, John.
I'll tell you what, you staggered a little bit when you were hitting that round.
Hurt me with that left hook over that corner, yeah. He had me hurt.
Barry, were you foxing a little bit when you stepped back and
I
invited him
was
in?
clear. As soon as, a couple of seconds after he hit me, I was clear. And I knew he'd punch himself out. He couldn't fight the way he was fighting. He was just letting everything go at me.
Did you expect him to make that start, Barry,
I
that
did.
quick?
Yeah, I did. I expected him. He knew, I think, that he had to knock me out within 5 rounds, so he's never...
Oh, brilliant right hand by Barry Michael, which...
But believe me, I'm glad I never win.
You the second
Barry, you told me the other day that the punch you really fear is the one you don't see coming.